And now it's Renovate and Build. 60 minutes dedicated to building and renovating solutions. Here's your hosts, Jim and Sandra.
Hello and good morning to you. So glad to have you along for the next 60 minutes here on Renovate and Build. Hard to believe it's September already, Jim. I mean, it's always a special time of the year. There's the fresh beginnings for kids in school, and especially a time for people to get back into the routine. Families, after being on the beaches all summer, can actually get down to starting school at a certain time and you know, wrapping up with dinner around the family supper table.
Exactly. So yeah, good morning. I should say that first. It's nice to see you again. Yeah, fall is you know, it's a neat time, and in the construction industry, it's, you know, it's our busiest time. Like you said, families are kind of getting back into their routine. I think a lot of people actually leave Vancouver for the summertime, go to the cottages, or distracted, or beach time and family time, holidays, and yeah, we just gets kind of settles back into Vancouver and into that routine, and people's mindsets seem to click into business and construction. And over the last 2 weeks, we've seen a huge ramp up in interest of Fairtrade Works, and our phones are literally ringing off the hook with consults.
But it's been an interesting summer compared to last summer, and I know we were just starting business then, but the phones have continued to ring this summer. So I know people have been distracted more than they will be in the fall, but it still hasn't slowed down this summer. So what's up with construction?
I think it's just the thing of interest. You know, the markets are still incredibly strong. Money's cheap. The real estate market is typically slow through the summertime, but that's maintained a higher than average kind of amount of traffic. So I think it's just busy all round, and it's across Canada. We just came out from Toronto. It's just incredibly busy over there too. Vancouver Island, like we mentioned last week with Mike Covell, our neighborhood reporter, there's just an immense amount of work going on. And with that kind of momentum, I think it's just going to push through the summer. And
I guess it keeps the energy up too, right?
It does.
It's on the forefront. When you pass construction, you can't help but think, oh, I need this done to my home as well.
It's impossible for construction not to be front of mind, whether you turn the television on, while you're driving down the street. You name it, it's just construction.
Yeah, it's everywhere right now. Well, for those of you just joining us, you're listening to Renovate and Build, powered by Fairtrade Works. We're a construction service brand for both residential and commercial clients, with a goal to change construction experiences. We do this by pairing our clients with a professional construction advisor who then works with the client from start all the way through to finish of their project, and our job is to eliminate your headaches and the hassles of construction.
And what we've discovered during our projects over the past 2 years is that clients have a ton of questions. And like I always say, there is no trusted source for construction questions, or somebody that's third party that has the consumer's interest in mind. And that's now Fairtrade Works is on the radar, and we've been overwhelmed and continue to be overwhelmed with huge amount of questions and feedback coming to our company. And of course, we're happy to talk construction, answer those questions, and help advocate and guide people through their projects.
And why we're here, to talk
and
everything
why we're
construction.
here, exactly. That's how the show was birthed.
So today's show is all about ensuring that before you do your home or business reno or your new build, that you find good quality products that are going to work for you. Today we're going to be joined by Mike Heaps from Wolseley, Canada, to discuss the latest in bathroom remodels, and not only that, but if you're renovating, what you should be looking for in fixtures before we get started.
And speaking of which, on Product Face-Off today with Meg and Gary, the feature where we're talking about the latest in fireplaces.
It's hard to believe summer just wrapping up and we're talking fireplaces. And if you want to learn how to get a little greener at home, you'll want to be listening for our expert this hour talking about rainwater harvesting.
But first, let's find out what's happening in Vancouver's West on Neighbourhood News. And this is our weekly feature where we visit various communities to see what the talk on the street is as far as construction and development is concerned. And joining us in the studios is Tim Keecott from Interlock Lifetime Roofing Systems. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Tim. We've been really busy around our offices lately. How's the roofing business?
Also busy.
Yeah, I bet.
Very busy.
And you were saying before we came on this morning, that a lot of the outlying areas are also busy for your company right now.
Yes, they are, particularly up north and in the interior. There's a lot of work going on as well.
Would you say that's a lot to do with the bigger projects that are getting started there?
It could be.
Right.
Aging population as well. People getting their empty nest or their nest fortified.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible, especially when you do have lifetime roofs. So it's
Right.
people that want to stay in that home forever, right?
True. Very true.
Interesting. Tim, what would you say is happening right now around your home here? What is your address? Like, I don't need your exact address. I'm not a stalker. I mean, the area that you would consider the boundaries of your neighborhood.
It's called Arbutus.
Okay.
Okay, that's kind of where I live. But it's interesting, when you look at the west side, in the past 3 years, from 2010 to 2012, over 22,000 homes have been destroyed and rebuilt.
22,000.
22,000. Now, that comes with a plethora of problems for the people that live in that community.
Right.
And
they're sick of construction.
Well, yes, there are some issues that become quite apparent, such as noise. Okay, obviously the start times, the blocking of laneways with vehicles, particularly trucks, the numerous flat tires that you get because of nails and screws. So, those are just some of the things.
Right. Are you hearing this from your neighbors as well? Like, I've seen it in the papers. I know that people saying, okay, I'm sick of porta potties being in the laneways. And as you said, just the courtesy of traffic.
Yes. It's quite apparent. But, I mean, we learn to live with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all good. It's not bad. It's good.
Yeah, it has been a constant, like you said. It's almost like a migration of all these construction workers and the trucks and the vehicles and the added traffic. But it's, again, we just came back from Toronto, and it is a staple. We were chatting with one gentleman. He was just saying there's 2 seasons in Toronto. There's winter and there's construction season, right?
Yep.
Because it's in the summertime it just goes berserk. And he says he takes the same route to work every day, and it's ever changing, it's ever evolving. And I guess that's the urban environment, and we're in such a growth pattern and such a kind of spurt in construction, especially in the west side of Vancouver and Arbutus area, where it's ever evolving, and we can't go through the change like you just mentioned without all the kind of pros and cons that go with it, I guess. So
yes, true enough.
So Tim, what would you say is the single biggest hot topic in your neighborhood right now for construction and development?
It would be replacing old homes with new homes.
Right.
They're buying up properties. Even a bungalow that goes for $2 million is being bought up, torn down, and then they're putting a $4 and $5 million home up.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is becoming the norm for the particular neighborhood that we live in.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I was reading recently that 60% of all the Earth's natural resources are channeled through the construction industry.
Unbelievable.
So that's a huge number.
I constantly preach construction makes a world go around, and it's statistics like that truly get people to understand that there's just the construction industry just drives this economy and drives resources and drives growth and jobs, and it's such an important sector in the world markets, right? So it's there's so much happening, and it's like you said, they're knocking down of the old homes for new. I'm in touch with several of my close realtor friends and colleagues, and houses go on the market on MLS, and within hours there's 10 or 12 offers on these things. It's just it's almost frantic, and it's been like that. It's been at that kind of pace now for 5 years
at least. Yes.
Yeah.
You almost have to know someone to get a deal now, or to beat or not get into a counter offer situation.
There is no deal. Like, you just can't.
No.
Right.
People selling the homes, they just like.
They know that they have that power.
It's
big time.
Now, Tim, it's not just homes, though, too. I mean, there's a lot of businesses on Arbutus, like blocks there. I know that
Yes.
I used to frequent that suddenly are being replaced by new.
Stratas,
Yeah.
yes, big time, as well as retail. So there's a lot of building going on around 16th in Arbutus, particularly.
Right.
There's a huge development going there right now, and scattered throughout the entire area. I can honestly say that every single block, okay, in the west side, there's at least one house being built, and in most cases, 2.
Yeah.
So
that's what's been going on in our area.
Lots going on.
Now, when we're talking retail right on Arbutus in Kerrisdale, are they going to be, I know that they're putting in some new condo units there as well. That's how I kind of skip to work from where I live and try to do the back route. Do you know anything about the levels that they're going to be allowing? Is there going to be higher density there?
Well, they're going to be taking down the old ice rink, the Kerrisdale ice rink.
Oh, they are?
Yes,
okay.
it's going to disappear. Now, as far as the height, I don't know. I mean, there are apartments in the area that are probably 16, 17 stories high.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Because it's been quite a low, quaint community for some
Yes.
time, besides the few high rises. But I guess the face of that community could change very quickly as well.
Yes.
Yeah, off the main drag. On the main drag, I know what you're talking about. Arbutus and 41st, right? I know
Yes.
they're developing the corner there. I think I'd say that's probably limited to 4 to 6 stories, right? Along the main thoroughfare, and as you step back away, then you can certainly go way higher, right? But I think they keep the main drag pretty lower on height, obviously, right? So,
Right.
and the development you mentioned on Arbutus and 16th, that's the old Ridge Theatre, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, the old Ridge, and they're kind of rejuvenating that. I think they're going to maintain, keep the old sign and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes, that had the bowling alleys.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, that development there. Yes, that's
And
going to add a lot
the
of
theater
density.
as well,
Right.
which had been there for many, many years.
Yeah, it's almost historical, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So, Tim, thanks so much for coming in. I know you're a busy guy traveling all over the country, installing metal roofs. So, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Tim Keecott of Interlock Lifetime Roofing Systems for Neighborhood News today. If you'd like to contribute to our weekly look around the province, please email us radio@fairtradeworks.biz. We love to hear from you.
And there's nothing nicer than a nice warm fireplace in the middle of winter. So here to tell us all about the latest in the world of fireplaces, Megan Gary will be here in this hour on Product Face Off.
And still ahead, rainy winters. I know we don't want to discuss them right now, but rainy winters in Vancouver can mean a lot of water saved. That is, if you know how to harvest it. Dean Barrett of Bar Plastics will be sharing his expertise this hour.
And just ahead, Mike Heaps from Wosley, Canada. Today we'll be discussing the latest in bathroom remodeling, features and fixtures.
There's still lots more ahead. This is Renovate and Build, powered by Fair Trade Works with Jim and Sandra.